Hi, everybody. I'm Mike. This is Mike Miller Talks Life. Today's quote: master your emotions before they master you. We come equipped when we enter life with some emotions. It's part of being human. We all have them. We all have the same ones. And some psychologists say we have 6 core emotions only, but each of those have some emotional expressions. That could be true. I think the point is, what are we supposed to do with these? They seem to get in the way. They seem to interfere with life or cause problems or struggle. We struggle when around somebody that's super emotional. Well, the quote says that we are to master our emotions before they master us. There's like this tug of war going on over what inside of us, over what will control us. Our will are our emotions, and feelings, emotions can gain control of us by our expressing them too much or not expressing them at all. And it means that when they get that role of being in charge, they call the shots over how we act and react to events in life. And they can create lines of thinking that support them. Well, this can make our life miserable. Causes lots of drama, lots of conflict, poor decision making, or second guessing our decisions and our doubts. We're moody. And so we need to master our emotions. And that means that you choose to be in charge of them. You decide what to do with them. You decide how best to feel and express them. You decide the best course of action or reaction. You decide the limits that you're going to set on your emotions. So there's some boundaries for them so that you express those emotions appropriately. Your will needs to rule in this case, but it needs to allow your feelings to have healthy expression. It sounds impossible. And it sounds even not right because we've been so into our emotions, going with our gut, follow our heart, all this kind of stuff. And when we say that, thinking that's the best way to do it, that's when you're really being sincere. But it also could be leading you to make a really bad decision. So you want to be careful with that. Here's some ideas, certainly not exhaustive, but some thoughts about taking charge of and managing your emotions before they get a chance to totally manage you. The first thing I think is important is to develop a regular habit of exercise. I know this seems like it would have nothing to do with what we're talking about, but exercise has a lot to do with pretty much everything. The Mayo Clinic says exercise helps control weight. It helps combat health conditions and disease. It will improve our mood. It can really give you an emotional lift because it releases chemicals that make us feel happier, feel better. It will boost our energy and promotes better sleep. So exercise needs to be a priority for you. Whatever you can do to get moving, push yourself physically in a safe way, but get going. It will really help you with everything, and especially with your moods and your feelings. Second thing to do is to question your feelings. When you begin to feel something, you want to process it. And there's 3 little questions that help. The first one is, you need to ask, what am I feeling? Some people, they know right off. Others, we're not that good at emotions and we're not always clear what we're feeling. And we would just as soon not know or feel it. So, you want to get in there to where you really recognize, are you angry, hurt, frustrated? Are you sad, disappointed, lonely, fearful, joyful? Are you just disgusted with something that you've seen or heard? Name it. That's all we're doing in this first thing. What am I feeling? This. The second question is, why? Why am I feeling that? Feelings have a reason, and you want to get there, find out why. Sometimes it's pretty easy to know why. I was feeling pretty sad a few weeks back, still lingering feelings of that. I was sad because a good friend of mine passed away suddenly. And it was just like shocking. Like, what? This guy was a pretty good guy, and I hadn't seen him in a while since I retired. But yeah, I felt kind of bad about it. And but then just a couple weeks after that happened, my younger brother passed away suddenly, and it was like shocking to our family. So I knew why I was feeling sad and kind of down, and so it was really clear to me. If you feel hurt, you just want to finish this phrase. I feel hurt because, and try to poke around what really was going on that could have caused that. I feel lonely because, and then poke around what really caused that. Maybe you've just moved and you really don't have any connects. Or maybe you've gone through a breakup or a divorce. Maybe your kids have moved away. Just poke around. What's happening? I feel anger because, and poke around. What happened that caused you to suddenly feel angry? You had some expectations, they weren't met. Whatever it might be. So when you have the feeling, just identify it and then try to do the I feel this because, and try to dig around to see what caused it. And then the third question is, what should I do with this feeling? And you have choices. You can express it, bury it. And I want to ask you, do you want mental exhaustion? Do you want to experience stomach problems? Do you want to have emotional outbursts, just extreme and out of the blue, that are embarrassing and weird? Do you want to develop some really bad habits like overeating, drinking too much alcohol, taking drugs, getting strung out on those things, overspending and getting yourself strapped financially, and other bad habits? Do you want to have difficulty experiencing the good things in life because you're just emotionally blocked? Do you want to have an increased risk for cancer? Then don't deny feelings, because denying, ignoring, trying to bury your feelings is going to cause problems like that in your life, because feelings don't do well being buried. They're meant to be expressed. They're meant to feel, and they're going to do that. So the best thing to do is feel your feelings. I know that sounds corny. I mean, the first time I heard it, I thought, oh gosh. But it's really true. You need to feel that. We get confused about ourselves, like think these things are really complicated, but feelings are meant to be felt by you. That's what they are. That's what they're about. They need to be felt. They need to be expressed. That's it. So you need to learn to feel them and be comfortable with them, but you need to handle it well. And that's where your will comes in. It chooses the best way to deal with your feelings. You get to know yourself, you know what's best, and you set up some really clear boundaries of how things will be expressed in an appropriate way, and you deal with it that way. When I was sad, I simply needed to feel sad and down and kind of be left to myself to process this loss of two important people in my life in a very close proximity. I talked to my siblings about how we felt, and it helped. I knew what to do. I set limits so I don't take it too far. And if you're feeling anger, what action do you need to take? Is there something that needs to be addressed? You need to speak up about something, or is there an injustice or a wrong that needs to be righted? So you see, you're processing, You're clear about what the feeling is, what caused it, and you're deciding now what's the best thing to do about this. Don't let the feeling tell you what to do. Feelings aren't good at making decisions. They just feel. So your will needs to step in and make some logical, rational choices. Emotions have a purpose, and they're revealing that something needs to be done, and then you choose what to do. I think also it helps to let your emotions know who's boss. You're doing that with this, but you really do it when you're determining what is the right thing to do, regardless of how you feel. You wake up on a Saturday morning, you made a promise to take your kids somewhere and play and have fun. They've looked forward to it all week. You wake up early Saturday morning and you don't want to do it. You've had a hard week, you're tired, maybe you didn't sleep well. You'd rather get up, have coffee, and sit around and do nothing. Should you follow your feelings, or should you make a good, rational choice? You need to make the right choice and go and have fun. Choose to have fun. We used to tell our kids this all the time. You're going to go, you're going to have fun, you're going to tell your friends about it, that you had fun. Crazy, but it's sort of like a snap out of it thing. And we really need to let our emotions know who is boss by choosing the right thing to do and not just what our feelings are telling us to do. When you get up in the morning or whenever you have decided to exercise, you need to do it on your regular schedule. And your feelings will say, we don't want to. We're tired. Just ignore it. Do it anyway. When it comes to your life of faith, if you're into faith, I am a follower of Jesus Christ, and sometimes you don't want to do it. I mean, you're in a situation, your feelings are telling you to react a certain way, but you know that following Jesus means you need to react this way, and you have to choose to do it his way. And it sort of lets your feelings know who's boss. You are, they're not. You're just, and this is sort of like just acting your way into a feeling. It's not denying your feelings. It's acting your way into an appropriate feeling. Feelings will follow whatever you decide. And finally, develop the truth about you. Feelings will cause you to think a certain way. And a lot of times, if you're down or discouraged or frustrated, feelings are going to rush in with some thinking that you're going to hear, and it's negative. And so I find it helpful to have some truth readily available in my head. I'm trying to learn something new, and it's hard and confusing, and I can easily deduce, boy, I'm an idiot. I can't do this. And you have to tell yourself, no, you're not. You're not stupid. You're not an idiot. Look at all the things you've learned up to this point. So you're not. This is just new. You can do it. Or, I'm a failure. No, you just messed up. You just made a mistake. You just blew it. That's it. Everybody on the planet has done that or will do that. It's part of being human. So don't put a label on yourself that says you are a failure because you messed up. That's not true. If you're facing something that's really hard and you're just overwhelmed, you don't think you're going to be able to get through this big problem, whatever it might be, you just have the truth. I've gone through a lot of hard things up to this point, and I've gotten through every one of them so far. I can do this. You're arguing with your feelings, and you're using the truth. You're using reality. Emotions are not known for having a strong grip on reality. So this truth can keep you going. And it has to be true. You can't just make up stuff. It's not going to help you. You need solid evidence to support you. Well, feelings are a challenge, right? I sometimes think, oh man, I wish we didn't have them. But as you learn about them and understand them and express them properly, you're becoming more and more of a complete person. Feelings are a gift. They're given to us by our Creator. So there's a purpose, and we want to discover that. But part of discovering that is learning to manage your emotions before they manage you. Hey, thanks for listening. Hope this was helpful. I hope that every time. Kind of a different topic, but I think there's some helpful things here. If you like it, I hope you click like. If you haven't subscribed and you're into that kind of thing, you're welcome to do that. I try to be regular, but here lately it's got interrupted a lot, but I keep planning to get back on track. So until next time, I hope your life continues to go well.